with ESS. In today's video, I'm going to show you how we can add in a border/overlay and how to present text over that border/overlay as well. To do this, first let's select our scene that we want to add our border/overlay to. In this case, I only have one scene available, so I'll be selecting my scene 1. Once I've selected my scene, I want to come over inside my sources box first, click inside the sources box, and then click on the plus button at the bottom of the box. Once I click on that plus button, a list will pop up, allowing us to select multiple sources that we can add into our scene selected. In this case, we want to just scroll up to image and click on image. Once we click on image, this window will pop up, allowing us to create a new image or add in an existing image. In this case, we want to create a new image, and we can also name our image here as well. In this case, I know I want to rename it Overlay 1, so I'm going to do that now. Once you are satisfied with the name, you want to click on OK at the bottom of the box. Once we hit OK, now we can select what file we want to represent as our Overlay 1. By coming over and clicking on Browse, a window will pop up, allowing us to select any file off of our desktop or anywhere else on our computer. In this case, I know the file that I want to represent as my Overlay 1 is going to be on my desktop and in my tutorial folder. So I'm going to click inside my tutorial folder, and look, there is my overlays folder. Once I click inside my overlays folder, I get multiple overlays that I have stored inside my folder. But in this case, I only want to choose one to represent as my Overlay 1. So I'm going to select my right with border blue PNG. Once I've selected my file, I can click on enter, or I can click on open at the bottom of the box. Once I confirm that this is the file that I want to represent as Overlay 1, I'm going to click on OK at the bottom of the box. Once we click OK, now we can see that we successfully imported our new overlay/border into our OBS system. Now, for some people, your overlay might be a little bit bigger than your viewfinder, so you might see some of the parts grayed out on the sides. This is very common, and a simple way to fix this to fit your viewfinder is by right-clicking, coming down to transform, scrolling over, then down to stretch to screen. Once you've done that, your overlay will be stretched to your viewfinder and it will be perfectly framed. Now we want to click inside of our sources box to see that we need to adjust something else. Let's say the camera's a little bit off. So I want to click on my camera, then click on my image and simply drag it over and frame it up inside my new overlay. Once I'm satisfied with that, I want to click inside my sources box and make sure everything looks good. Now, if you remembered at the beginning of our video, I talked about how we can present text inside of our OBS system as well. By simply clicking on the plus button at the bottom of our sources box, scrolling up to text, clicking on text, here, once we've done that, we get the option to create a new text format or add in an existing text format. In this case, we're going to create a new text format and we're going to name it text1. So I'm going to do that now. Once you're satisfied with the name, I'm going to click on OK at the bottom of the box. Once we click OK, now we can actually enter in what we want to type out in our text box. For me, I'm going to actually type out list 1, and then right under it, I'm going to type out list 2, like I was doing a list or something like that. But I want to change my font, so I'm going to click on select font. Here we can change our size, our font style, and the font itself. I can easily scroll up and down in my font book, my font style, and the size of my font as well. I can either scroll up or down here, or I can type it in right here as well. Once I'm satisfied with everything, I'm going to click on OK at the bottom of the box. Once you are satisfied with your text and your font, you can click on OK at the bottom of the box. Now you can see that our text is properly presenting on our OBS system. Once you are satisfied with everything, I generally want to click inside my sources box first, make sure everything looks good. Now you are ready to rock and roll.